Good afternoon and welcome to Nationwide. I am Lami Ali. The federal government announced a free train ride and 50% discount on road transport across the country to enable Nigerians traveling to various destinations to celebrate Christmas and New Year festivities to do so with ease. Now, the gesture, which enthused the citizens, is part of the measures being taken by governments to cushion the impact of the removal of subsidy on fuel. Nationwide today will traverse the length and breadth of the country and crisscross the 6 geopolitical zones to bring to you live reports on how this policy is playing out. First, we are going to Ibadan to join Grace Ayanleke, who is going to witness the last train departing the station for today. Now, Grace, how will you tell us how the whole thing is playing out there in Ibadan with so many people trooping to benefit from this implementation which the government is doing to ease transportation during the festivities?
Yes, Lami, the IL4 Ibadan Lagos train just left at the nick of 4 o'clock. The train station, Obafemi Awolowo train station, Moniya Ibadan, saw people in droves traveling to Lagos, Abeokuta, and other places along this rail line, enjoying the free train ride initiative of the government.
A rough estimate of the number of people that joined the train today?
Yes, the authorities at the train station also testified to us that the passengers today are double the usual number they see during their regular rides. So this is a testament to the fact that people came out in droves to enjoy this free train ride initiative. Yes.
Coordinated was the process? Did you speak to some passengers? We want to know how coordinated, whether it was well organized.
Out the registration process, although they gave some complaints that due to the traffic, because a lot of people were trying to register online, so due to the traffic there were some kind of hitches while registering for the ride, but at the end of it all they were able to meet up with the registration, because the registration is done via the online portal of the train service, the railway service. So I spoke with them and some other regular travelers who have also been traveling while the train service is paid for. They also said that seeing this number of people, although some complain that they wish there is a kind of preferential treatment for those of them who have been traveling while the train service is paid for, separate from those that are new travelers just enjoying the free train, the free ride initiative. So people have some kind of divergent views about the free train initiative, but those that are riding for the first time, they really laud the government for this, and they are saying that with the economic situation in town, they are so happy that they can travel to enjoy the Yuletide with their loved ones at no cost.
All right. Thank you very much, Grace, for the update on how it's all played out at Ibadan when passengers came to enjoy the free train ride to Abeokuta and Lagos. We thank you very much.
Thank you, Lami.
The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, was the one that led the Presidential Committee on Intervention on Public Transportation, and he made the announcement on the free train ride on Wednesday. Let's get that story again.
In recognition of the economic situation of the country, which the President is working hard to turn around, President Tinubu wants Nigerians to be able to travel within Nigeria to to wherever they want to go to meet their loved ones without the extra burden of paying exorbitantly for interstate public transportation. It is in this wise that the President is announcing through us that beginning from tomorrow, that's the 21st of December, Nigerians willing to travel can board public transport via luxury buses at 50% discount of current cost, and all our train services on the routes the trains currently serve at zero cost to and fro on their travels this holiday season.
Elia Lake informing Nigerians on the policy of the free train ride for the Christmas and New Year period. Now, earlier in the day, our correspondent, Oyeyemi Ajayi, was at the Abuja train station to monitor the implementation of the 50% discount on road transportation. He actually went to some transportation companies to see how it all went.
Well, thank you very much, Studio. It would be remembered that some days ago the federal government announced 50% palliative in terms of the transportation cost to travelers that intend traveling from one destination to other, and it's actually for some major private transport company. And here we are at the God is Good office to talk to some of the people, some of the passengers here. Where are you headed to, first of all?
To Calabar.
Okay, and how was it? How much was it before, and how much is it now?
Okay, initially it was 37,500. So right now we just got a refund, half of the amount this morning. We're refunded with 18,500.
How much is now the payment that you made?
18,500. Yes, and I'm so happy about it.
We first came. You first of all present your ticket. Then there's a form they gave us to fill. We actually wrote down our ticket numbers, our account numbers, the bank, and they actually did the transaction, and they gave us receipts from the transaction, and we actually confirmed it, your account. So
when did you do the form? When were you given the form? Was it now?
It was now, because I booked online. So I came, I have to present the ticket to them. So that was where they saw it, and the transaction was done this morning. The form, we felt it this morning when we came here, so that was where we did everything.
You pay the initial price first, and they will do a refund for you, which I think is nice. From here to Benin was 49 something, and I was refunded 26,800.
At the ABC Transport at Jabi, the situation seemed to be the same, as we actually spoke with one of the officials there.
We collect the details and account numbers of all the customers as they book and forward it to our head office, a head of customer service in Lagos. They process the refund. Yes, it's in the process. They are getting it. The ones that booked this morning have itemized their names and details. I'll forward it when we are through with the morning operations. I'll forward it to Lagos. They will process it. Lagos, before the 50% reduction, was 42,450, but now is around 21,000 something. Owerri is 42,000 something, but now it's 22,000 something. That's 50% reduction due to the federal government. Calabar is normally Calabar this period was 39,000 something, but now is around 18 to 20,000.
That was Oyeyemi Ajayi earlier in the day, where he went to some parks of some transportation companies to witness the situation there. And from Abuja, we move to Kaduna, where commuters traveling to Abuja from Kaduna using the train acknowledge the federal government's gesture of offering the free train service during the Yuletide. Let's join Haruna Mohammed for an update. We're having some issues with our audio there. We shall get back to Haruna later when the situation improves. And the Information and National Orientation Minister, Mohammed Idris, at the end of the year press briefing on Thursday, spoke on the discounted transportation to cushion the usual high cost of transportation during the festivities.
In order to cushion the effect of the high cost of transportation fares, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and of course the federal government of Nigeria is targeting to lift 5 million commuters during this Unitary season with 50% transportation rebate. In addition, all train services are free from today for all Nigerians traveling across this country where such services exist. Of course, this will run through from Thursday to date, December 21 to January 4, 2024. To reiterate, every person commuting to and from the Christmas and New Year season is entitled to 50% rebate provided by the federal government as announced and or unveiled by the team, by the interministerial team that the president set up yesterday. Now, for your information, the participating road companies, of course for the rain, it is Nigerian Railway Corporation that is fully doing that. For the transport system, there are 5 companies that are already operating this kind of business that government has engaged and are providing this service. The participating road transport companies for the 50% rebate are, number 1, we have the God is Good, GIG. Number 2, Chisco Transport. Number 3, The Young Shall Grow. Number 4, God Place Ezenwa. Number 5, Area Moto. Now, these are not new operators. These are operators that Nigerians already know and have been patronizing. Now, the aim of government is to ensure that only those who are experts in this area are allowed to operate within it. The president is very strict to ensure that Nigerians derive the benefits therefrom.
Today, remember that today is the first day of the free train ride and 50% discount on transportation as approved by the federal government. Now we get back to Haruna at the Rigasa train station in Kaduna for a situation report. Hello, Haruna.
I'm here live at the Rigasa train station here in Kaduna, and just about some hours ago, the last train that left for Abuja, which is at exactly around 1:30, and I think it has already arrived at Abuja. At the moment, a train that left from Abuja Idu train station is expected to be in Kaduna by 5:30. But earlier in the morning, we were here and we actually witnessed the screening exercise and as well as the departure of the train that left in the morning.
So, Haruna, when you came...
Having obtained the ticket free from the online platform, they turned up for verification. As part of security measure, they scan their luggages and undergo two-step verification to ensure the passenger is one who purchased the ticket before accessing the train.
Anybody's ticket that is not this thing, let them go back. Madam, look at it very well. That is not you.
Praise Joshua and Jechelia Joseph are among beneficiaries of the free train service traveling for the UTAD.
Like payments for the car is very, very, very plenty. 6,000 naira for just one person, but they have made it very easy for us. So thank you very much.
We wish they can keep doing something like this for us in future.
People like me are many, so I said thank you very much for the gesture. We really appreciate it.
There should be somebody that will monitor this system and make sure that everybody comes in free, as the government has said.
While the passengers acknowledge the gesture, they are urging the federal government to increase the number of trips to accommodate the large turnout of passengers, especially during the UTAD. From the Rigasa train station, I am Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Thank you for that from Rigasa train station in Kaduna. Now, 5 transport companies are designated for the scheme to ply through 28 routes that include Lagos, Kano, Kaduna, Jos, Enugu, Port Harcourt, Sokoto, Gombe, and Onitsha via the buses that are designated for the 50% discounts on transportation as announced by the federal government during the week. Haruna, now we want you to tell us the feelings of passengers while they were embarking and on those free trains for the first time that the federal government is declaring, let me call it jumbo free transportation for those celebrating the Christmas and the New Year at this time.
According to some of the passengers I interviewed earlier, you can hear them from the reports that you just played saying it's a sigh of relief for them because going from Kaduna to Abuja is about 6,000 naira, but now they can go through the train, which is actually free as part of the jumbo or issue that the federal government gave in the transportation sector for them to have ease of transportation to wherever they want to go and celebrate the Christmas. Although some of the passengers I actually interviewed also talked about that there should be strict supervision on this so that the passengers can have the full, they can enjoy the full directive as what the president directed, that they should enjoy the train free of charge. That is from yesterday to the New Year itself.
All right, thank you very much, Haruna, for the update. Now, the exercise has begun in earnest with 5 participating transport companies in the scheme, and it will run through 28 routes that include Lagos, Kano, Kaduna, Jos, Enugu, Port Harcourt, Sokoto, Gombe, and Onitsha. That's for those that are traveling via the buses who have done this agreement with the federal government. It is said that pictures don't lie, as we see some Nigerians already experiencing this reality. From the centers that we have visited, we started from Ibadan and then we went to Rigasa in Kaduna. It's the first day of the implementation of the federal government's free transportation. That is 50% discount for those that are joining buses, and then free train ride for those that are joining the train. We now go to Lagos for the continuation of Nationwide.
All right, Lami, you see, the traveling has been very smooth here in Lagos. But before I go into that, let me give you a context of what this is all about, what this development means. You see, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has been described one of the busiest routes out of Lagos in Nigeria because of this time, the festive period. People traveling out of Lagos en masse has always been very much, and it has created kind of challenge to everybody involved. Now come the rail sector that is taking people out of Lagos, and it has eased the traveling out of Lagos somewhat. People don't mind to pay for the comfort, for the security. Now this year, with the government's directive that it's going to be free, imagine the upsurge of people coming in to apply online. You do know that this year e-ticketing was introduced into the railway sector, and this app online is now jammed that all the people that are applying couldn't get to buy the tickets because the traffic was so much. As I'm talking to you right now, I can confirm that the ticket for tomorrow is sold out. The ticket for tomorrow is sold out, Lami. So till Sunday, there's nobody that can buy any ticket. And the reason why they haven't bought the one on Sunday is because there's a 24 hours window before you can buy a ticket. And that is what is happening. It's free and people are coming in en masse. I wish I could take you inside, but because of network reasons, I can take you inside. The one going to Ibadan now, I just left. to Ibadan, and people there are mass. I talked to people in the train before I come on here, and they are pleasantly surprised that this is a Christmas gift from the government. Lami?
Tell us the excitement from the people for those that enjoyed the free train ride. How was the atmosphere when you came earlier in the day to witness them departing the station?
I was here yesterday when it started, and I'm here today too. And the people are like, they don't believe it until they got here. They applied online. You know, this e-ticketing thing, they didn't stop it because it's free. For security reasons, you have to apply like you're paying for it. So they apply online, they got their tickets, they printed it out, and they came here, and they said, okay, that's it, you can go into the train. And the man that I talked to said, he said, just like that, I have to go into the train and no paying. He said, that is when he now realized that it is actually free. That is the reaction I've been getting. They are smiling, they are saying it's for real. And they are telling, one even called his family relative there where I was talking to him that, look, I've just boarded the train going to Ibadan. And they didn't collect any money. And it's for all the classes, from the standard class to all classes. And one thing that the passengers said to me is that the services is no different from when they are paying. If you are paying, they say the service will be different from when you are not paying. But here, the service is no different. It's like you've paid. That is the kind of service they are rendering to them. Lami?
Did they tell you how the process can be eased so that they don't face some of these challenges that are coming up?
Talked to the management about the e-ticketing challenge. They said, yes, these things happen because, when it is free, people came on massively. There's an upsurge of people wanting to buy tickets, and that is what's happened, but they are working on it. But the people that managed to buy the ticket, they gave me a hint that you have to buy early. Wake up in the morning and apply. Don't wait till the usual time when you are maybe an hour, 2 hours before you want to buy tickets, before you buy the ticket. When you wake up in the morning, if you are going in the morning or you are going in the afternoon, when you wake up in the morning, apply for the ticket and you go through the process before the crowd start coming in and the traffic is so much that it's jammed. But the management is saying they are working on it so that from 21st to the 4th of January, this thing can be resolved quickly.
Thank you very much, Larry, for the update. It's the season of free train ride and 50% discount on transportation, at least for those who wish to travel for the Christmas and New Year festivities. It's nationwide. We are now going to take... All right, before we go for the commercial break, we are going to join James in Enugu. Hello, James.
Hello. Yes, this is Enugu, the coal city, headquarters of Eastern Nigeria. As you know, Easterners are very well known for traveling during the Christmas period back home. It's like a culture to them. And here they are waiting for their loved ones to return from different parts of the country. But somehow the scheme, we visited about 3 bus stations here. We went to the Young, we went to Chisco, we went to God blesses Zenwata. And the managers of these stations here are yet to be communicated from their headquarters. Most likely the scheme is taking place from their stations like Lagos, Abuja, wherever, down to the east, not from the east to the other parts of the country. Because in this period, those coming from different parts of the country that come down here to the east. So it is perhaps from January, when they are going back, that here are going to benefit from here to different parts of the country.
Few people that are departing the southeast for other parts of the country to go and do the festivities, that is the Christmas and New Year festivities with their families and friends. What was the feeling? What were they saying when you got to the motor parks, being that for the first time they are enjoying 50% discounts on transportation fare?
the news was received here, everybody was excited. Like I said, yet, but about that, everybody been calling their people in different parts of the country to benefit from it, so that the federal government is bringing, which is a very novel one in this country. But like I said, it is traveling. Majority of the travelers southeast. The beehive of activities when it is January, when they are about to go back, as it's taking place in different parts of Nigeria now, like Lagos, Abuja, Kanu. Everybody is coming home. That is how it will be in the reverse. You know, when they will start going back, it's at that time actually you will now get a refilling.
Thank you very much, James. But our apologies to you, our esteemed viewers, for the poor audio in the course of that live update from Enugu. It's still nationwide, reaching you on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. Time now to take some messages. Do stay tuned. Thank you for staying. With less than 72 hours to Christmas, movements of people in and out of Benin City, Edo State capital, for the celebration has heightened. Let's take this situation report.
The president announced 5 transport companies that will carry out the directive of 50% subsidy payment for travelers and the routes to benefit. God is Good Motors is one of the transport companies. A visit to the transport company in Akpakpava Road, Benin City, revealed that there is compliance.
I came to drop my brothers traveling to Lagos. By getting here, they said the federal government is giving palliative. Instead of 23,000 we paid online, they refund 11,000 to us. It's a welcome development.
Chantel Ezesoba is a management staff of the motor company.
People that have already booked online, when they came in this morning, we give them their tickets and we made a transfer of 50% of the amount to them. And those that walked in, they paid 50% of the amount we are taking to Lagos, Abuja. Fortunately, we are not having a bus going to Owerri and Enugu today, but I believe by tomorrow we'll have those buses on ground. So this 50% cut across all areas that we cover.
Some passengers going to other routes that are not captured in the palliatives are therefore appealing to the federal government to extend the gesture to them. In Benin, Ifoma Ukafo, NTA News.
All right, Ifoma Ukafo is still standing by in one of the bus terminals in Akpakpava Road to give us an update on the 50% discount offered by the federal government on road transportation for people to celebrate the Christmas and New Year with ease. Ifoma, now tell us, what is the situation there right now where you are? We are having some challenge with the audio there with Ifoma in Benin City. We shall get back to her, but for the moment, let us take some more messages. You're welcome back. And so the signals have improved, and we are now going to get back to Ifoma in Benin. Ifoma, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Lami.
Tell us how people in Benin are reacting to the 50% discount on the transport fare.
I mean, before we went on that break, I was trying to say that, you know, that traveling is a must for some people at this period. And there is usually a time that transportation hike is very high. Transportation fare is very high. And that report we played, that background report we played before we went on break, one of the passengers this morning that came to a relative that came to drop his person this morning was full of praises and commendation for the president for this initiative, for slashing, for this 50% palliative, trying to say that he's full of gratitude to the president for this initiative of slashing the 50% for travelers this time around so that they can travel and do Christmas with their relatives. And this park is seemed to be devoid of activities because the transports that are going very far this morning, they've already left. And the management has already given us information that they've already started collecting the 50% palliative from the president. That even the people that paid online, that when they came to park this morning, they had to refund them that 50% from the president. And he's full of, I say, it's a welcome development that people are very happy that they are commending the president for this initiative, that it will help so many people to travel at this time around, that transport fare is always on the high side. But with this, they're very happy and they're full of commendation for the president.
Let's talk about the process of booking. I know that there are people who, because of the challenge that is faced during such periods, people book 3-4 days before the time of their travel. Now, how is that playing out for those that have booked 4-5 days before today? Are they refunded the 50% of the transport fare, or it is just for those that are booking between yesterday and today?
The information we got from the top management staff of God is Good Motors indicated that people had already booked even a month, 2 months ago, you know, having that feelings or having that they were scared that this time around that transport fare is going to be very high. But surprisingly, when they came, they were refunded their money. Yes, they booked, some people booked 2 months, 3 months ago, but when they came, they were refunded their money.
Well, thank you very much, Ifoma, for that update from Benin City. We shall continue to update Nigerians on the 50% discount and, of course, the free train ride as declared by the federal government for people traveling across the country during this festive period. As you all know, it was the Minister of Solid Minerals, Dele Alake, that made the announcements on behalf of the federal government that because of the removal of the fuel subsidy on fuel, that is the impact that it has created, high cost of fuel, then high cost of transportation, and so government feels that it has to do something for the people. It has to ease the transportation, the hardship, let me put it that way, that people are likely to experience, which is a normal thing for Nigerians at this point in time. So we are now going to get to Lokoja to join Jonathan for him to give us an update on how passengers that are moving in the southern part of the country and the gridlock that is being experienced by travelers within that axis. So Jonathan, tell us how the situation is on along the roads in Lokoja as people move from the northern part of the country to the southern part of the country at this period.
Yes, Lami, I think I will just start by saying you are lucky not to be here at this time of the day, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to be here at this time because the traffic congestion here is actually very terrible. I've been here for like 3 hours, and it's a very terrible situation here. Of course, this road, by this time, usually every year, is a nightmare for travelers. And it's living up to that expectation. Just like you said a short while ago, of course, this road leads to the south-south, the southeast, and the southwest. And so, of course, you expect that it's going to be very busy at this time of the year. Thankfully, we have personnel of the police, the soldier, and of course the Federal Road Safety who have been trying to tidy things up here. But in spite of that, the situation is actually very terrible. If you look behind, you will see what looks like an endless traffic congestion on the two sides of the road, stretching almost into infinity. Some of the travelers here, you see on their faces frustration. And of course, I'm not sure it's going to change anytime soon, because in the next 2 to 3 days, just before the Yuletide, is going to really be very terrible. So we hope that the officials will be on top of their game so we can have less traffic in the days ahead.
Jonathan, I can see officials of the Federal Road Safety Corps there trying to regulate the movements. Now, yet we still have these gridlocks. What would you say majorly is responsible for that? Is it impatience on the part of drivers, or there are some other factors contributing to the gridlock?
I think basically it has to do with the fact that this is a route that leads to the south-south, southwest, southeast. So it's going to be very busy. It's not something that started today. It's been like that for several years, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Of course, you know, Nigerians, we love to travel, especially during festive season. Want to see our loved ones. There are people who are going to the village, who are going back to their loved ones. And the same way people are going to the FCT, they are coming to Abuja, they are going to other parts of the north. And this is a major route for them to ply. So it's nothing unusual. We can only hope that those that are in charge of managing the traffic, like I say, will be on top of their games so that they can, of course, control things to the barest minimal level.
Thank you, Jonathan. It's still some few days to Christmas. We have more than 72 hours. We hope that the movements there along the Lokoja axis will be more free, so that people will not spend like unnecessarily long hours on the road before they get to their destinations in time for them to prepare and celebrate the Christmas. Now, the exercise has begun in earnest. That is the 50% discount on transportation and free train ride with 5 participating transport companies in the scheme. And it will run through 28 routes that includes Lagos, Kano, Kaduna, Jos, Enugu, Port Harcourt, Sokoto, Gombe, and Onitsha via buses. It is said that pictures don't lie, and as we saw from some Nigerians, they are already experiencing this reality from across the centers that we have engaged our correspondents so far as they bring us updates on the situation. Now, we are now going to get to Port Harcourt, which is our next stop, where Robinson, the Raitede, is in one of the designated parks for the 50% slash in transportation fare. Robinson, where are you right now, and what is the situation in Port Harcourt?
We are right now at a place called Waterlines. It's a major park here in Port Harcourt. And we are beside one of the transport companies, Young Shall Grow, one of the listed companies to benefit from the 50% discount transport fare. But the situation here seems like the policy has not really taken effect, because if you look at the company, if you look at the bus, you'll discover that there are not much passengers there. And when we investigate, they said the few people that came, they were told to pay full money and they went back. And we asked them why did they do that. Some of them answered they are not really aware of that policy. So it seems they have not really taken effect. The policy has not really taken effect here in some of the companies in Port Harcourt. But the smaller vehicles are loading and people are coming in and out of the state for the Yuletide season.
is the mood of the citizens there, that is residents there in Port Harcourt? What are they saying about these developments that is being experienced across the country?
Notice that Rivers people were actually excited at the hearing of the policy that 50% discount has been paid by the federal government. But what they are not really happy about is the fact that the policy seems not to have taken effect here in Port Harcourt. You know, Port Harcourt is a major city where there are a lot of travelers that are going out of the state, and they really want to benefit from the policy. So they are also perhaps appealing to the federal government to impress it on the companies to really respect the policy, because they really want to benefit from it. But as it stands, there is nobody for now that is benefiting from it.
I believe that there are some hitches which need to be ironed out. The federal government would not deliberately edge out Port Harcourt or Rivers State from this exercise, being that it is a nationwide arrangement and it is for everyone that wishes to travel at this period of Yuletide. All that one needs to do is to ensure that they get registered for them to benefit from the exercise. Now, thank you very much there in Port Harcourt. Now, the absence of the selected transport companies in Borno State did not exclude people, residents there, from enjoying transportation subsidies, as Governor Babagana Umar Zulum rolled out similar arrangements that offers free ride to those traveling out for Christmas. Zainab Adam will bring us that story.
The season of Christmas is one season of love, care, and merriment Christians look onto, most often characterized by lots of travels as people go to their country homes for celebration. In Borno State, train services are not available. Likewise, operations of road transport companies engaged by the federal government to offer 50% discount of transport fares to travelers. What obtains, therefore, is a scheme of the Borno State government that offers 100% free ride to such travelers. In addition, each traveler is given 20,000 naira cash assistance. Due to insurgency-induced challenges, operations of long-distance luxury buses that normally convey the passengers, especially those going to the southern part of the country, are not available. Borno Express buses are therefore used to convey them to Jos, the Plateau State capital, from where they are boarded into buses to their final destinations.
We really thank God for Jody Messi yesterday, the people that are traveling. You discover that some family, they never travel for like more than 5-3 years. Honestly, I'm so much happy because they are also happy to, to benefit from this cash gestion that our able governor have released for us.
We give opportunity to those who ordinarily cannot afford. We have this list. We call the vulnerable list.
We appreciate this assistance today, giving us an opportunity to be on from Maduguri to Lagos.
This annual free Christmas trips that started in 2020 has over the years strengthened sense of belonging among non-indigens, especially Christians in Borno State. In Maiduguri, Zainab Adam, NTA News.
We told you that today we are traversing the length and breadth of Nigeria to bring to you updates on the free train ride and 50% discounts on transport fare as approved by the federal government. Now, another area notorious for traffic gridlocks at times like this is Asaba. So our correspondent Susan, who is there, is however saying that the construction of the second Niger Bridge has changed the situation. So, Susan, what is the situation right now at the second Niger Bridge, being that it is the first year after its completion?
Honestly, the situation here on the second Niger Bridge is unbelievably wonderful. And that is because the usual or perennial traffic gridlock experienced on the first Niger Bridge is not happening here. As I speak to you right now, it is even difficult for us to get commuters or road transporters to speak to us because the bridge is very free. And the aim of constructing this bridge by the federal government has been achieved. It has taken away the endless gridlock on the First Niger Bridge. From where I am, I can see the First Niger Bridge. Of course, it is very noticeable that the gridlock there has greatly reduced because people have diverted. Traffic has diverted to this area, and it is very free and very safe for people going to the east. And the situation is quite very beautiful here.
Before you got to the bridge, what are the people there in Asaba saying about the completion of the second Niger Bridge? How delighted, how happy they are they rather, that for the first time they can get to their destination without any stress?
Honestly, the people are quite very excited because this is for the first time on a day like this, 3 days to Christmas. The gridlock is not there. Before this time, people would spend 2-3 days on the First Niger Bridge to cross to the east. But the situation, like I said, is quite different, and the people are very, very excited. I wish I could get one or two persons to speak to us. Of course, you would hear from them, but it's right because the road is free. The vehicles are just moving, and smooth, very, very smooth, hitch-free.
Very much, Susan. Well, we wish all our travelers that they will have a very smooth and safe trip as they go for the Christmas and New Year festivities. Let's go for sports updates now.
Uncertainty surrounds the kickoff of the European Super League despite favorable court sentence that faulted FIFA and UEFA disposition to the league, as this is contrary to European Union laws. Manchester United, Manchester City and Chelsea, among others, have pledged their commitment to existing competitions they play in, while the Premier League has rejected the European Super League concept.
Many clubs that are in debt, like Barcelona, Napoli, and some French team as well. So this will be a welcome development for them. But generally, I still don't know how this is going to work.
And from the Nigerian Premier League, it's good news for all stakeholders of Rangers International of Enugu following the approval of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Stadium to host league matches by the board. The NPFL took the decision after a recent inspection of the facility. The Coast City outfit will host traditional rivals, Shooting Stars of Ibadan, at the stadium next Thursday. In golf, Benga Yodele is the winner of Season 4 for the Love of Golf charity competition in Lagos with 37 points on count back to push Ejiro Gomigo to the second position. Abiola Dewusi won the female category with 39 points. The initiator of the competition, Dr. Adeshola Falaye, is using the tournament to provide support for children cancer patients.
For this year, our focus is University College Hospital, UCH Ibadan. We are going to be donating the proceeds of this donation to the pediatric cancer ward of UCH.
And on a sad note, Nigerian football fraternity is still mourning the death of our football legend, Nigerian ex-international Philip Boama, who died Thursday. The late Ghanaian-born player and coach was part of the victorious IICC team of 1976 that won the first ever continental title for Nigeria. He was also a member of the Green Eagles in 1970. With sports updates, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
And sports update concludes nationwide for today. It's been a roller coaster ride going from the south to the east to the central part of Nigeria as we bring to you testimonies of Nigerians that are enjoying the federal government's 50% discount on transportation and free train ride as they travel for the Christmas and New Year celebrations. For those of you that are yet to travel, remember you have to do your booking for you to enjoy this largesse from the federal government. On behalf of all those that contributed to today's Nationwide, I'm Lami Ali, thanking you for your time.